Hello and welcome to the Talk Tirade. It is May 25th, 2020 in this crazy COVID times. I got my boy Justin back with me. Justin, how you doing?
Good, Stabler, man. It's good to be back. It's been a little bit.
I know, man. We were going strong weekly for the NFL season. I think we made it to about week 8 or 9, and then it just like schedules wouldn't mix. I didn't know about this Zoom thing, or else it would have been a lot easier. But this is cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, Grant's not able to be here, but we'll try
Yeah,
to fill Grant's place the best that we can.
yeah. We miss you, Grant. Come back. But yeah, this is good. We're gonna be on video now on YouTube, so and I'll be able to put like little highlights and stuff. Hopefully, it keeps the people entertained, and we get to see your gorgeous face. I know the
Oh.
ladies are appreciating that. That's gonna bump our views at least 4 people at least.
I don't know. Can anybody see that Gardner Minshew mustache on Stabler right now? That thing
Oh,
is beautiful.
thank you for noticing.
That thing is
Yeah,
beautiful.
I went for it. My work's requiring me to wear masks now, and it's just so damn itchy. So I was like, all right, shaving off this area, and I left the mustache, and I was like, God, I kind of like it.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you
I'm
can
gonna,
do it.
I'm gonna roll with it for a while, and it doesn't look very good yet, but I'm working on a kind of a mullet, like a mullet hawk. This was
Oh,
all premeditated before the Tiger King, though. So I just want you to know, like, it's not because I'm a Joe Exotic supporter. It's just I wanted to
Stay exotic. I don't know.
stay
Stay
exotic.
exotic.
And then I don't know if you can see the doors behind me, but we're getting the basement finished, and just got the doors painted. So hopefully by end of July, the basement will be done, and then my beautiful wife Haley's allowed me to uh, make a studio in one of our old bedrooms upstairs. So we'll have a sweet
Nice.
studio. Yeah, it'll look good, man. But for now, please don't mind the mess. What have you been doing, man? What the hell's been going on? You went off the grid
Oh,
for Facebook and everything for a little bit.
I did. Yeah, I stayed on old Instagram and posted periodically, man. But I just had to take a little break from that whole Facebook thing, and I just had the whole timeline was just a bunch of whatever. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's good to be back though, man. I missed some people's posts and I missed some people interacting, dude. But it was just a mental sabbatical that I needed to take, and I'm back, and I'm crap posting on everybody's timelines again, man. I'm
Dude,
at it. I'm at it. I've had a month.
it's great, man. I need to hire you to be my social media expert because you post some great content. If anybody wants to be friends with Justin Stevens, I definitely recommend it for the good dad jokes and whatnot.
If it makes me laugh, I'd like to hope at least out of what are we up to 7 billion people on this earth now? I'd like to hope that if I'm laughing, at least it makes one other person laugh. Just one.
Shit, man. I feel like you're getting plenty of likes on these hilarious ones. This one was posted an hour ago. Already has 5 likes. Look at you go.
Five Stabler. That's reeling in nobody.
Well, so the
I
last
did I
time,
did deliberate. I did deliberate on my comeback video there for a little bit. If you had seen my comeback video, I don't
oh,
know what
dude.
movie that's from.
Well, I was gonna ask
I
you
don't know
what
what
movie
movie
is
that's
that from?
from.
It's like
I
Gladiator or
don't.
something.
Yeah, I
You
don't know what
super
that's
you
from.
superimposed your face over it for the comeback. Look at that one.
I thought,
101 likes. You're Mr. Popular.
oh, and I have 102 friends. So somebody didn't like something. That's some
We're
bull crap.
gonna have to investigate on this. Further investigation. Um, Dude, last time we were talking about football, my Dolphins were doing horrible. They hadn't won a game yet, I don't think. And then throughout the season, they almost messed it up and didn't tank for Tua good enough. But
Yeah,
I think luckily for us, there was no pro day thanks to the COVID, and nobody was able to take a real good look on Tua, and he slipped down to 5 for us. So I'm pretty excited about that, man. I'm in a lot better headspace about my Miami Dolphins than I was uh, 8 months ago or however long it's been.
yeah. It has been a little bit, and I mean, that's giving clubs the opportunity to look at tape. Is really what it's going to be. I mean, just how are they and how? I mean, everything's a gamble in the first place, anyways. It's really just going to be all a gamble, anyways. I mean, day one could be a catastrophic injury disaster. Um, he's obviously got the talent when he is a healthy, so You guess you just
Yeah.
roll the dice.
Yeah, I just saw a recent video that he posted of him doing foot exercise drills. I think it was like maybe in his house or something, just like the little chopping the feet and hip twisting. What do we call those? Karaoke's or tapiokis, or you know what I'm talking about? The
let's go tapiokis. Yeah, let's
tapiokis,
roll.
baby. The front step, back step, tapping. But he's almost as fast as I was in 6th grade on those toe taps.
Almost.
Almost. But yeah, dude, that draft, I swear to God, I was stressing it for probably 2 solid weeks waiting for that pick, because there's so many rumors that they were going to go with Justin Herbert from Oregon.
Mm.
And with everything the Dolphins acquired with draft picks and everything like that, if they would have taken Justin Herbert at 5, I really would have questioned my loyalty to the team. And I've never
Really?
I think I've been in that state like one other time in my life.
What was the other time?
God, I'm trying to think. I was pretty down on him when they wasted like a number 3 overall pick on Ronnie Brown, and the season before they only won like 1 or 2 games. And I think, or maybe it was a 2 overall pick, and God, I can't remember, but I feel like Joe Thomas was available, who would have been amazing for helping out all these poor quarterbacks who get creamed every year.
Yeah. Wow, it was really Ronnie? Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough. Those were bad times. They're still kind of bad times, but I feel like we've turned and we're starting to go in a right direction. And you could even have Tua rest for a season, play under Fitzpatrick one more season, get a couple better draft picks, and then let him get healthy, you know? Then we can come back, get him some good talent around him. We accumulated a lot of good drafts, and then they traded like a 4th or 5th rounder for Matt Breida. He's like the fastest running back in the league, man. So I'm pretty excited. What do you think about?
That's where he ended up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he ended up from San Francisco. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we got him and Jordan Howard. So it's a decent 1-2 punch now.
Wow.
I mean, we had Kenyon Drake, and we clearly didn't utilize him right, because look how great he did over in Arizona. So we'll see if they can figure it out, a way to run these guys. But hey, Jordan Howard, I think, has the most, he's in the top 5 from yards per carry over the last 5 years. So he's sneaky. They just don't utilize him much, and he's got fresh legs because they didn't utilize him very much in Philly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what about you, man? Did you like the Panthers draft?
I think it's rebuilding. It really is just rebuilding right now across the board. I mean, Luke going out. I mean, that was completely unexpected. I mean, based off of his health history, though. I mean, you can't blame the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big quarterback up in question with Cam becoming free, still unsigned, which is I like Cam. Cam's got a lot of talent. I think a lot of clubs are just kind of weary on based off of what he's going to do post surgery. But
yeah.
I think it is another. We've reached the peak. We climaxed, and now I think it really is the point after 2005 or 2015, 2016. We're buckle up. It's time to have those below 500 years until they'll turn the corner. I'm sure they will. But it's a really tough pill to swallow right now. It's tough. It is tough.
You guys got one of our gourmet ham leaders, though, Teddy Two Gloves, right? Is that where he ended up? Was Carolina?
Bridgewater's down there. Down there. Yep.
I like him, dude. I really do like him a lot.
we gourmet ham Bridgewater. So hopefully, gosh, if his number's called, I'd like to hope that he does come out and just start slinging them.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That'd be cool. And then,
what club do you think actually? What club do you think got the A on the draft? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I don't know. I really liked what the Vikings did. I think they got a good receiver to fill the void for Stephon Diggs. Everything that I saw, let me pull it up really quick. I want to look at what the Vikings did in the draft.
I don't know if you can hear, but I've got a squirrel in my backyard right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't hear
I'm not
that,
sure if
but
anybody can hear this, but I've got a squirrel chirping. My dogs are just sitting there just staring at it.
that's funny, dude. Yeah,
Huh.
I can't hear it, but it looks like you got a peaceful backyard there.
It is
All right.
peaceful. Yeah, I'm surrounded by a bunch of like 70-year-olds.
At least they're in bed by 9 and won't bother you. Hey, so yeah, they got Justin Jefferson from LSU at 22, who the Eagles should have got, I believe. They got Jeff Gladney in the first round as well, a cornerback from TCU. I've only watched 2 TCU games last year, and this guy took over both of them. And then in the second round, they got the tackle from Boise State, which my buddy Mike, who comes on the show sometimes and gives we do like a mock draft. He told me that guy's great. Yeah, so I think they did really well. All the things that I'm reading are of the good graded ones is the Broncos are the top every time I see something. And the bottom, the worst one, is the Packers. Everybody's just shitting on Green Bay and what they did.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when I don't know. What do you think about it? Because, I mean, they went with a quarterback with Jordan Love in the first round, and I don't think in the last 10 years or so they've given Aaron
Yeah, going after
Rodgers
a quarterback, that's tough.
Yeah, they have never in the first round have not got an offensive weapon for Aaron Rodgers in like the last 9 or 10 years. That's crazy. Are you still there? Hello, Justin? Ruh-roh. Well, we might have lost Justin. I can't
Back
quite
in
hear.
the
Hey,
yeah. Can you see?
you're frozen. Oh, now you're moving. Here we go.
I see Stabler still.
Okay. I think as long as I can hear you, man, I'm good. Can you hear me still?
Am I back?
Yeah. You're not moving on my side, but I can hear you. So, but yeah, dude,
I can
crazy.
hear you.
Ruh-roh. Well, while we're waiting, in the meantime, I'll tell you guys what I've been doing. I've been a whole lot of nothing, a little bit of work. I've been watching a lot of shows. I have finally started the show Ozark. A lot of people always told me to get into that, and I finally did. And 5 episodes in, and I'm not disappointed. Also, he's back. There he is. What's up?
Am I back?
Yeah, you look back.
I don't know what that was all about. Yeah.
Could you see me the whole time?
Yeah, and you were moving and everything. So
Oh. Now it's telling me my internet is unstable, so we'll let it ride and see how long we can go. But yeah, I was just trying to fill some time telling people the shows that I'm watching on Netflix and whatnot. You seen
what
Ozark?
are you watching?
I'm just starting Ozark.
I think I got like the first season in. I think I got the first season in.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Are you on 2? Are you on the first still?
Still on the first season, about 5 episodes in, but it's good, dude. He just bought the strip club.
No, it's tough seeing him in a serious role.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But he always still has that like kind of dry personality, you know, like the Arrested Development, even though that was a comedy, he just has like the same character in every show. And I like those type of stereotype casted people.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun. Missing sports though. We finally got some live action this last week though, over the weekend. Did you watch the golf? The Capital One Champions the match?
So I was at work, but I did actually get to watch post. I did actually get to watch it all, and I mean, even if you don't like golf, I mean that was a great thing to watch. It was comedy. It was absolutely hilarious. So But it also goes to show, like, both of them, even outside of their professions, they can still play another sport and actually do it pretty well. They actually didn't do too bad. So
Yeah, Brady had a rough start, but got it together, and they all looked really well towards the end. It seemed like they were all in the zone. But yeah,
yeah,
dude, so
he
much.
just Brady just couldn't hold his pants together. Is really what it came down
I
to.
know, right?
He was just
Did you see he tweeted that his pants were practicing social distancing?
that's
He was a good sport
that's
about it, dude. It's funny to see, like, to humanize people like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? Like, because like especially
yeah,
Tiger and Brady, they're just so serious all the time that yeah, it was just fun to see a different side of them.
yeah. Makes
That
him seem a little more human.
yeah, for sure. And what was I gonna say? Oh, did you see what Peyton said? Who he wanted to be his caddy if they were gonna allow caddies?
No.
He said he would have chose Bill Belichick or maybe Nick Foles or his brother Eli. And and Brady's like, damn, dude, that's a cheap shot.
Yeah, I saw their jarring back and forth like the 2 weeks before. How he was saying, was I trying to get Tiger, but Eli's dad ended up calling in and changing it up or something like that. Even Tom was even throwing jabs at him. I was like, oh man, this is yeah. They were both getting into it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot. I hate watching golf, dude. I absolutely despise it. My dad loves it, and I grew up like watching it with him, but it's too boring for me. I don't know. I've never been good at golf, so maybe it's like it doesn't transition to wanting to watch it. But if
I
there's
think
and it's like baseball's on during those times, so it's like I'm not gonna watch golf over baseball. But
yeah. I
yesterday
think
was
we were
fun,
raised in the
dude.
same household on Sunday morning, man. I think on Sunday morning we had the same exact household. Like watching it, it was kind of like I don't get it. But then when you're out on the course, you're like, actually, those guys are pretty incredible because I can't keep it on the fairway. So
Right. Yeah, but I enjoyed this. I think this type of style should be the future of golf television. I think they should have
yeah,
people mic'd up. I would even say get another foursome going, and that way it would like keep the pace up. If it could have got away quick, man. They got up 3-0 or 3 up pretty quick, you know. Peyton and Tiger
mm,
did, and it very well could have been 5 by the end of 9, and then there's no coming back from that. But it definitely they brought it back. It got close. It came down. I believe it was like the 16th hole was a par 3. Did you see that one by chance? And they were paying. Russell Wilson showed up and said he was going to pay 100,000 for everybody that can get it within 10 feet of the pin. And Brady gets up there and just drills it, dude, like 6 feet away. Um,
really,
yeah, Phil gets up there and he drops it like 4 feet away. Like they're close. And so you're thinking, okay, well, this is going to get him tied. And then Peyton gets up there. I still have no idea with his body type how he's so athletic, but he gets up there and he drops it like within 3 feet. So then he makes the putt, and now the pressure's back on Peyton and Brady just to tie it, just to go to maybe it was the 17th hole because I think it was going to the last hole, and yeah. So then Phil made a good putt and tied it up on that hole, but they still were up 1 under and just couldn't catch up. So, but yeah, it was great, man. And then Charles Barkley got up there at the end, and they gave him a chance for charity if he could hit under a bogey on a par 5. He almost had it, dude. He just barely missed the putt, but it was good, man. I'd like to see more of that, more
say
personable ability.
we've never golfed together, but is your swing better than Charles Barkley's?
It's yeah, I'd have to say it's better than I'm good from the inside, dude. I can chip pretty well. I can putt decently, but I don't think probably 5% of my shots driving have stayed on the fairway in my entire life. I'm just the king of the shank. Back when Golf City was open in South Ogden, I
Oh
put a lot of
yeah.
cars. I put a lot of cars in jeopardy with my swing, dude. That first hole would shank to the left every time, man. So
Right there on the what is that? That's not Glassman. What is that?
I don't
Is
know
that
what it's called, but it's right there. It's just right by there.
Hey, but you probably looked. I can see you like looking really good though. I think as long as you look good when you're playing
Yeah.
golf, nothing else really matters.
No, it's all about the look, dude. I get the polo on
Absolutely.
with the Greg Norman shark on the lapel, you know. What's your golf attire, man? What are you wearing? Just you t-shirts and shorts, or you wear khakis, or what?
Kind of just depending. Yeah, sometimes there's flip flops, which get excellent grip when you're up there on the box.
Oh yeah.
Some shorts. I like to wear a lot of bright colors normally, anyways. So I do like to be that eyesore out there. I really do, and I really just think it's your company. If you're going with company that's playing by the PGA book, you're gonna have a terrible time. But as long as it's
Oh
the
yeah.
company and you're enjoying yourself and you're like 28 over par, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
All right. Um, you said you wear sandals. Have you ever barefoot golfed? I always hear a lot of people do that, and I've never done it.
I never have. I never have barefoot golfed. I did golf with my cousin Dre Hill, and he actually did barefoot golf, and he actually didn't do too bad. Whether or not he's actually is a good golfer, but he actually didn't do too bad in it. So there might be something to it, Stabler. I don't know.
Something to it, man. Just the freeness, and I don't know, man. I'm always just scared I'd like step in some dog shit. I don't know how a dog would get on the field, but
There's all other kinds of shit that you could step on out there. Absolutely.
I'm not ready to take that chance, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did
Broken
some cool.
keys.
Yeah. They did some cool charities yesterday, dude. I think they raised almost $20 million, and on top of that, they're offering 18 holes with Tiger and Phil. And then I went to that.
Wow.
They kept doing this all-in challenge. It's like all these celebrities that are donating some time for a cause, you know, for COVID. And I went and looked at every one of them, dude. There was some cool things. You could go have a lunch with Pearl Jam and then sit backstage at their concert. I'm not a big Pearl Jam guy, but somebody might. And then
Yeah.
the biggest one for me was Fanatics was giving away $100,000 gift card plus 5 years of season tickets to your favorite team in the first 10 rows. And it was like
Wow.
$10 an entry for like a ticket, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
it adds up quick. So I'm excited for whoever wins that. That would be a dream for me. I would have to put this house up for rent and move to Cleveland and just quit my job if I won that. So
Did you end up buying in?
no, I didn't. It's still open, and I'm debating if I should. I just don't know if it's because I 100% I'm not going to win, and it's good that it's going to charity. I just don't know with my budget if I can just throw $10 in. So
You can't win it unless you're in it, man. You gotta,
that's
dude.
right.
That might be it. That might be
Yeah.
it.
All right, I got to pay to play. It's going to happen.
That's right.
But
Guys,
yeah, that was
so I'm actually looking. I'm looking at this NBA thing right now, and it's talking about this whole Disney thing. Like, are we seeing basketball? Like, I haven't been up on the news, but now I'm seeing NBA says it's talking with Disney about resuming season. We're gonna have
yeah.
basketball.
I heard that. I heard that it might be played at like the Epcot Center. So like one team will be playing in America, the other team will be playing in China, like because they have different cultures at Epcot Center. You ever been?
Yeah, I didn't know there was any kind of like sports facility or nothing there though.
Yeah, maybe that giant golf ball like has something in the inside. Maybe that's where they keep it. I never saw a basketball court or a facility or anything, but it's got to be. Maybe that's where the Orlando Magic play. Like because I know they're not too far away from Disneyland.
Oh yeah. And I'm still not used to seeing Silver. Like I'm still used to seeing Stein. Like even seeing Silver's face, I can't get used to it. I still can. I can't. He just doesn't look it.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed him though, man. I feel like he's made a lot of good decisions, and it seems like they're the leaders of decisions when it comes to sports. Everybody just kind of follows the NBA and their choices. So I'm hoping. I don't know. I have no idea because you hear 10 different things about what's really happening in the world right now. So I don't know if it's serious or if it's not as bad as the flu or if we can work, if we can't work, if we need to go out or we can't go out. You know, like it's just crazy. But I'm hoping the NBA gets sports going. I'd stay in as long as there's live sports. I'm just going a little stir crazy without it, dude. What do you think?
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, as far as them, like I mean, as far as like the player safety, and even if it is coming down to keeping the stands empty, having the players tested, and then like quarantined or however it might be best for them, like, do you think that's the best way to resume sports? Like, we've got to take into like our safety, but what if they were on a 14-day quarantine, they checked out everything pre, obviously the testing is going to take this says the 2-week quarantine, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
if they all checked out on that, what if the, yeah, I mean, if the stands, because I think the draft had recorded like the best viewing audience, obviously, because everybody's at home. So the NFL draft recorded the best viewing audience in, I think, in ever, is what I remember it
Yeah.
reading. So I mean, if we are stuck at home, like, yeah, maybe they are going to have more people tuning in, watching the basketball games,
Yeah,
even
they
if the
could
stands
definitely
are
up
empty.
their they could definitely up their revenue just from commercials alone because they know that everybody's gonna be watching. I watched golf yesterday, Justin. I don't watch golf, but
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I mean, I mean, anybody that is marketing right now is they're scrambling. I mean, everybody's looking to make money right now in these times. And I think that it would benefit some. I mean, putting, even just for us normal folks, that some of us don't have the satellite or the cable or anything, just putting them on a number 4 or 5 2, just letting us
yeah.
watch the game. They're gonna make so much money off of advertising right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. The other issue though is there's players out there that either don't want to play because they don't want to put themselves at risk, or they don't want to play because they're going to try and prorate their salary. Like I know
Yeah.
baseball's cutting it in half. I had Blake Snell came out, said he's not going to play for half that money. Clayton Kershaw, on the other hand, said that he didn't like what Blake Snell said, and that we know that it's supposed to be prorated. It's in the contract, and we're going to uphold the contract. So I'm just gonna respect everybody's decision. It might be weird. You might have some superstars out, but whatever each person decides. We're gonna talk about our boy Uncle Joe in a little bit,
Mm.
but yeah, there's some people that are saying that they don't want to do it. So I think that might be the only holdup, depending on how big a stardom each person is that's saying no. Like if LeBron said no, the NBA wouldn't happen, you know. But he's doing private practices with the Lakers right now. He says, "Let's go, let's do this." So I think the NBA is going to be okay. Kershaw says he's good to go. I think baseball is going to have a lot of people sitting out. I really do, because they're all about that guaranteed money, you know. And if they don't get it, they won't play. But
In one of the most socially distant sports on this planet.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't get farther away from one another in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, other than on the base paths, that's really the only time that you would need to be close with each other. And the catcher, I guess, I don't know, the catcher's got to be right behind the batter. There's no 6 feet there.
Yeah.
If they force him to do more than 6 feet, everybody's going to be stealing second nonstop because. But man, it's gonna be different, and we'll see who does what. But like I said, I just kind of respect everybody's decision. I have to go to work, man. So like, it doesn't. Are you going to work right now? Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, if we're
Chocolate industry is
forced,
still essential. Yeah.
yeah, I can't beat that Hershey baby. But yeah, I mean, like, so I'm already out. So like right now, I'm not that worried. I'm gonna go out, grab a bite to eat here and there because I'm already out in the open. So it's like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna be sardine packed at a bar or something like that. But yeah, I think for me that's my decision, you know. But there's other people who are working from home. I was talking to my friend the other day, and she was saying since she's been working from home and hasn't had to go out, that it's kind of getting scary for her. Like, okay, do I want to risk it, you know? So
Yeah.
I think we can just translate that with the sports right now, and whatever each person decides, you just kind of got to respect it, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, those the immune compromised folk. I mean, I've gone out into public, and even just the other day, I got a nice mask while I was out in public, and I didn't have my mask on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I I there's been times that I'm feeling like yeah, shame on me for not masking up and everything. I'm thankfully, knock on wood, I'm not immune compromised. I don't have a health issue regarding that, but I think ever since that, I've actually been like, no, like I actually, that was selfish. It is selfish of me not to do something like that, whether or not
Yeah.
I am going to be crossing paths with somebody within 6 feet or anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that
When
is
does
that.
it become like when, depending on when is it okay? Like when are we going to be back to okay, or when are we going to be back to normal? Like this could go
Yeah.
on. Like the flu has never the flu has never stopped. The flu is never. We don't have a cure for the flu, but then we've got people in Los Angeles. Was the mayor of Los Angeles saying we're not going to reopen until we find a cure? Like we haven't found a cure for the cold. We haven't found a
Yeah.
cure for the flu. Like, I mean, how much longer are we going to stay? How much longer are we going to stay in quarantine? I mean, we might never find a cure, so we're never going to go back to normal. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's really tough. So we're like we don't know.
Yeah.
The future's uncertain at this point.
It really is, dude. It's kind of, I don't know, like I wasn't really stressed about it at first. And now it's like, damn, everybody's got different opinions. Like you don't know what's going to happen, what we're going to be allowed or not allowed to do, what the right thing is. I guess like, so basically now it's like we go out, we should wear masks basically, you know?
Yeah.
But I remember me and you ran into each other down at Lowe's, like right when this was all starting. And you're one of my best
Yeah.
friends, dude. If I see you randomly, I'm gonna give you a big bear hug, you know. So we got there and we were both just like, "Hey, how's it going? Like, do we want to elbow bump?" And, and it was just uncomfortable, just for me and you, even, you know. And
Yeah.
then somebody brought their dog in to Lowe's, and we looked over, and it took a fat shit in the aisle, and that just kind of calmed us down and distracted us for a little bit.
See, and I was hoping you weren't gonna leave that part out because that was basically the highlight of the whole experience. It was
It's funny you pointed it out. You're like, "Oh, I didn't know they allowed dogs in here," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we took Reggie one time. And it was a pain in the ass." So we're just staring at this poodle or whatever it was, and just squats down and takes a fat shit on aisle 12A. The guy's like in pure panic mode, like looking around like I do when I go to the park and Reggie.
no, this isn't normal. Normally, it doesn't do this, guys. Like no, like.
So they
Yeah,
got him
that
like
was
a
comedy,
trash
man. That
bag.
was
They got a trash bag and made him pick it up.
Oh man, that was so funny. Yeah, I'm glad I could share that moment with you, man. That was comedy. That was pure comedy, dude.
Yeah, that was wild. Oh man! But during this COVID, man, what do you think? Winners and losers. I think I'm gonna say my one winner is the director of The Last Dance. I think he made a pretty great documentary, but everybody watched, you know, because there's nothing else to do, and it's fresh. It was new. You're learning more things. I mean, it's all Jordan biased, of course, because he had to prove everything, and now everybody's pissed at him. But got a lot of viewers, got a lot of people talking. Joe Exotic was another winner. Maybe he'll get Carol Baskin murdered now, or in jail for her murder.
That I think that really completely caught everybody off, just completely off. And Netflix, kudos to Netflix because I'm me personally. There was a time where I was like, Netflix sucks. Like there's nothing good on here. I can't find
Yeah,
anything good on here. But now it's like Netflix is flexed. They've thrown anything that they possibly can, and it's gold. Like they're
yeah.
putting gold out of there.
They
And
went
Joe
from
Exotic
they went from
is
Netflix to Netflix, bro.
dude, it really did. It yeah, Netflix is they're stunting now, man. And it's I mean if South Ogden doesn't even allow chickens, so I can't even buy chickens, let alone buy a freaking tiger. You know what I mean?
Tiger.
And in Facebook, like I'm really thinking that there was a couple people they were like, why would you waste? And it was did I sell it to the point that I was actually going to buy a tiger? Like I can't put a tiger in my yard. I can't even put a chicken in my backyard. Like I'm not gonna put a tiger in my backyard. But yeah, Joe Exotic blew me out, and it was just one of those stables where it's really just like watching it, and you're just like, this can't possibly be true. Like you just can't. I have to keep
Yeah,
watching this. Like it can't possibly. Nobody lives like this. Nobody
it just
does.
gets
But
weirder and weirder.
it does. I still haven't watched that final episode they loaded up. Did you watch that final episode?
The one with Joel McHale, like the follow up or whatever.
Yeah, like the 8th episode or whatever. I still haven't even watched it.
I
But
didn't watch it. I heard it wasn't worth watching the last part of it. So I don't know. I'm just gonna stay away from it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's kind of lost its spark for me now that it's been so like once it gets to like a certain group of people that are like posting on it about it on Facebook, it's dead. You know what I mean? Like if it
yeah,
got to this person, then I'm over it. Like I don't want to talk Joe Exotic anymore 3 months later. I will with you because it's funny,
thank you.
but you know what I
Thank you.
mean? Like when it gets to like I don't want to say my parents because my parents are they're pretty hip for being adults. But yeah, like when it gets to people that are like friends with my parents on Facebook, I'm like, okay, it's tapped. I'm not saying tight anymore or word or things like that because they're saying it. But losers, I would say, God, dude, are Utah Jazz.
We
What do you
know it.
think?
We know it, man. It's I think at first the whole Rudy thing. I think you said it earlier too. You kind of like went into the whole COVID thing, like it's a joke. It's a joke. Watching Rudy like touch the mics at first, I was like, that's freaking funny. Like he was
Yeah,
just making a joke, like you know what I mean. But then all of a sudden it became like super serious. And heck, you know, if he hadn't have done it, I mean, would sports still be going? I mean, had he not made that big of a scene about the whole thing, like would we still have it? But yeah, I definitely think right now the focus is sadly on the Jazz. Like it really, they if they weren't already on the map, it definitely put them there,
yeah.
and they're suffering. They're suffering bad right now.
Yeah, there's rumors from Woj, who I love, by the way. It's disappointing to me that he's like seems like he's attacking Rudy Gobert and the Jazz so much, but usually I really like his content. Wojnarowski, I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So he's reporting that they had a little bit of beef, Donovan and Rudy, over this COVID, saying like it was irresponsible. I don't know all the details. There's other rumors that they've patched it up. We'll have to see. Bojan Bogdanovic, however you say it, he's got season-ending wrist surgery. If the season does come back, Joe Ingles came out and said that if they play a game this season, he'll feel comfortable just buying a plane ticket, moving back to Australia, and never playing a game in the NBA the rest of his life. So we potentially just lost the sixth man of the year and our
Right.
sharpshooter, you know? So between all that and then the last dance where they're saying Jazz fans poisoned Michael Jordan Pizzagate, which I don't believe. We'll get into that another time, but everybody's hating on Karl Malone, bringing up his illegitimate children's and hooking up with the 13-year-old. I mean, yeah, he probably did that. I mean, we know he did that, but but it's rough. You still kind of stand up to it for him to an extent. Like you don't condone what they're doing, but he's changed, right?
You know, Carl, I think, you know, ever since him and my mom had that scuffle back at Smith's parking lot years ago, ever since I met Karl Malone and he patched it over with my mom, I really feel stable. I really feel like after he called my mom and talked to my mom on the phone, I really think that I'm in a good spot with Karl Malone.
Justin,
I really think
you've never told me this story. What is this story?
Okay, so in Smith's parking lot many years ago, my mom took me and my brothers. Karl Malone was doing a signing. He was doing a signing, and it was hot. It was like July or August or something like that. And we were all standing in Smith's on 42nd Street, Harrison Boulevard, line wrapped around. My mom was like trying to take care of me and my brothers. We didn't want to be there. And so she just walked to the front of the line, took her camera out, and snapped a photo of Karl Malone. And he looks at her, sees it, and he was like, "You need to stand in line with the others." And my mom takes her camera back out and snaps another photo of him.
Oh,
And so he's all pissed off. My mom's like, "Hey, kids, let's go." And then years later, this was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. See, he's doing a signing out of Brewski's, and I'm like, I've got to go meet Karl Malone. This is like one
at
of my only
Brewski's?
opportunities, really. Or not Brewski's, Gracie's out in Salt Lake.
Oh,
Gracie's.
so okay. Wow, that's cool.
So he went out. Budweiser was doing a thing out at Gracie's, so we went out there, stood in line, and then I got up there, and they were just like, "You can only have him sign one thing or one photo." And so I just got up there, and I was like, "Hey, Karl, you and my mom had a little scuffle a couple of years back," and he was just like, "You talk to your mom often?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah, like weekly." And he's like, "Get your mom on the phone." And I was like, oh, you want me to call my mom right now? So I called my mom on the phone, and I'm like, Mom, if you're gonna open up your phone, just now's the time. Like, now's the time you need to answer your phone. She answers, and I'm like, Mom, somebody needs to talk to you. So call Malone, chat with my mom, and he's like, I was
Wow.
understanding that we had a dispute a couple years back. I hope everything's okay. Mom's like, yeah. Like, she had no idea what was going on. So like, he hands the phone back to me, and she's like, don't do that again. And I was like, oh, sorry, that was Carl. She's like, hey, bye. But ever since then, like, I think I'm cool with Karl Malone. I think everything's good. If Karl Malone
Yeah.
says so, then Karl Malone says so. At this
Yeah.
point, like, we'll roll with that.
Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz gonna come after your mama and everybody else's mama if you try and take a Photoshop of me. Ain't nobody photoshopping Karl Malone and his beautiful face. It's already pretty as is. I don't need no filters. I
That's
met
he's
Karl Malone the day that he signed his Lakers contract, and he ended up renting out. I guess he not renting out, but he used the Delta Center of Vivint Smart Home, and bought everybody hot dogs and sodas, and he stayed there till every single person got an autograph, dude. He just stood in the middle on the floor, and it was packed, dude. And he just stood in a line, and he just go
really
in circles, sign. It was pretty cool. He was really nice. And then we asked him like what number he's gonna wear since Magic already had the number retired, 32, and he told us he's like, yeah, it's gonna be 11, just like my dream team. And there was
hmm.
a handicapped kid, and he had a picture that was a picture of him and Carl from way back in the day. Like he looked like a baby, right? And Carl looked at it and he like started crying. Like he was like choked up. He's like, "How have you been? Oh my goodness, I haven't talked to you for this long." Like he knew exactly who he was, and he was asking him questions about like names. It was crazy, dude. So he's a personable guy from everything I've seen,
Wow.
but I know that there is a bad history of other issues, which yeah.
Well,
But anyways, other losers. You got any other losers over COVID?
um, gosh, you know, anybody that was deemed non-essential. You know what I mean? But then again, God, that's such a double-sided sword, man. Us, anybody that was deemed essential, I mean, we were thrown out into it. But
Yeah.
the anybody that was affected, any losers that were affected by it, man. My neighbor, he was over here in Spain, like from Spain. Spain's basically on lockdown, and he came over here in like March, April. And he was taking care, hanging out with his daughter, and he's not even allowed back in the country until July, August, or whatever he said. So he was just over here on vacation visiting his daughter, and country
Ouch.
locks up. So it's like he wasn't planning on staying here long term, but that's stuff that I wouldn't have known. I mean, I just would have known that had they not lived down the street from me. So
Yeah.
anybody anybody on the outside travel, that's brutal.
Yeah, that is, man. That's crazy. Yeah, we've had a few people at my work that had like cruises planned, things like that. So not to the extent of that, but yeah, you feel for them. Like that's when you've saved up, you've got something to look forward to, and then it gets canceled, and then you have to go through the whole run of trying to get your money back. And there's a lot of places I know Ticketmaster's giving you the runaround for if you bought sporting event tickets.
Mm.
So it's just a pain. And then celebrity wise, I think Elon Musk has taken a lot of crap for his comments saying that he's going to move Tesla out of California if they don't open and things like that. And then my least favorite wrestler, I think he's a good guy in real life, but on wrestling, I just can't stand the guy. His name's Roman Reigns. But he had leukemia, so he's fought leukemia. He's beat that, but he's I think they call it asymptomatic, or what is it called? Something disease, autoimmune disease or something. So he doesn't want to wrestle, and WWE is considered essential by the state of Florida, by the good people of Florida. Um, and so they went on with WrestleMania, and he declined fighting Goldberg. And since that's happened, it's like Roman Reigns never existed. They just wiped him from like everything. Nobody's really talking about him. There's no storyline. It's just gone. So I think he's got some beef with them because they'd push him for everything, dude. Like they'd give him the Royal Rumble. They'd let him win at WrestleMania against the Undertaker, who never loses. Like all this stuff. Like he's their baby boy. Like they want to push him to be like the face of the game, and nobody likes him. But yeah, now that's happened, and it's like, nope, we can find somebody else. See ya. So sucks
Isn't
for
that
him.
weird that you can go from the West Coast being like everybody's like locked up, and then you go down to you go to the East, and Florida's like, you know what? Doors are wide open. Go ahead. Let's everybody come on out. Let's just, if it is what it is. That's so strange to me. It's just, I mean, California's always been like super like tight on everything anyways, but it's just, it goes from an extreme to like complete open door. Just complete.
Yeah.
That is so strange to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is crazy.
Well, speaking of Florida, I mean, you've got the reuniting of Gronkowski and Tom. Everybody wants to say that Tom and Gronkowski are the match made in heaven. Everybody, like, Gronkowski's mom lives like an hour or like 2 away. Okay, that's why he moved down there. It has nothing to do with Tom, right?
Yeah.
Wink. Has nothing to do with nothing to do. It's just so that his mom can come and see the games. But this whole football season, I mean, if it ever comes to be, Tampa Bay might be the team to watch.
Yeah. So my reason why I think that they're going to be weak, or they're not going to be as good as everybody says, is they don't have a good offensive line. And Brady can't scramble. He's got all the weapons in the world. And yeah, Brady's pretty quick at understanding checkdowns and things like that. So it might work out, but I just think that there's going to be too much pressure, and he's slow. He's so slow, dude.
Do you think Winston being yard king last year, if there's no, I can't think of any immediate changes that have been made on that O-line, do you think that might work into Tom's benefit?
No, I think Tom's good as good.
Do you think Winston's yards? Do you think Winston's yards were like garbage time yards? Do you think it was just like we're like 30 points down and it's just like just air it out? Let's just see what happens. Is that where all of his yards came from?
Yeah, I mean a lot of it was, but at the same time, yeah, the guy's got the talent and he can sling it in there, for 40 yards, 50 yards. But it's that he just makes the same mistakes and throws to the wrong team sometimes.
To be fair, I hope there's nothing but bad things that happen to the Buccaneers. Really, I hope they have a 3-13 kind of season. But it's going to be interesting seeing Tom.
Yeah, you get to see him twice.
Creamsicle. Oh, you imagine Tom in a creamsicle jersey. Is just.
I honestly forgot yesterday that he played for the Bucs. I don't know why. Like, I just still thought he was on the Patriots till Samuel Jackson introduced him, and he messed it up too. And he's like, from the representing New England or Boston. He's like, oh, sorry. I mean, he's representing Tampa Bay, Florida. And I'm like, oh, that's right. We did go over there with Gronk and Evans and Godwin. Yeah, man, they got a good team.
I mean, they've got the weapons. We'll see if Tom's got the time. He's used to that 5-6 second delay, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. So, yeah, a lot of changes in football. Hopefully, we get a season. Where do you think Cam's going to end up? Anywhere? New England?
Man, I don't know if I see Belichick sign him, man. I think I honestly I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he ended up in Atlanta. I don't know why. I don't know why I see him being a backup, but it's where he's been. It's where he is. And then even just the other day, I was like, it makes sense that he would do something even on the West, like if he ended up being in San Diego. I'm sorry, Los Angeles Chargers, right? It's not.
I thought San Diego.
Los Angeles. It'd be Los Angeles Chargers, but
we're getting old, man. We start to say old things now, like our parents used to. Like we call it the Delta Center, and
back in my day.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
in my day, they were San Diego Superchargers.
right there with you, buddy. I'm glad it's not just me. Yeah, Los Angeles Chargers. Those new uniforms too. I can't tell which one's worse, the Chargers or the Rams. I just think I don't like them at all. I don't like them.
I'm gonna have to show you when we're off air, but maybe I'll post it on this. But the new Rams logo,
Yeah,
Rams logo looks like a wiener. And
it does.
somebody, yeah, I'll have to find it. Somebody put like this big black guy over it, and it looks like it's his dong. It's so funny, dude. But yeah, that's
Yeah, go ahead and post that up there.
yeah, yeah. Well, if I can find it, I'll get it on here for sure.
Yeah, do it.
Let's see. I'm trying to find it, but oh yeah. Let me zoom on in here.
Oh, what is? All right, dude. So I just barely updated. ESPN.
You
Is
see
Conor
it?
McGregor? Is Conor McGregor a lock for the UFC's Fight Island debut? What's your take on McGregor, man? I don't know if I've ever got your Conor McGregor opinion.
I think he's amazing, but I have never rooted for him, not once. Not a single
once.
time. No, I've just never liked the way that he carries himself. I think it's good for business. He's a great character, but I don't know, just everything that I hear about him. Like when somebody wouldn't drink his Proper 12 whiskey at a bar and he punched a senior citizen. Like, what the hell is that about?
That's normal behavior, isn't it?
I guess.
Drink my whiskey or I'll punch you, isn't it? Hey, have you watched Notorious on Netflix about him?
Mm.
Yeah,
worth
give
a
that
watch.
a check out. And I'm not trying to like wean you one way, but it's kind of cool like seeing like how he's come up and like his first like big payday from the UFC. He ended up buying his mom. I can't remember if he bought his mom a place and his girlfriend a Land Rover or something like that. But it's the same girl that he's with now is the same one that was with him when he was like coming up. So it's like showing like the whole Notorious video is showing like his vulnerable side, and you can tell like just from that like everything that is like insecure and like all his weaknesses. Like now in the UFC, you can see that it's all just like it is a show. Like it really is just a show.
Yeah.
Like he's a really family first, like it really, and I'm not trying to lean anybody one side, but it's a lot of it's a show. Like it's just a lot of it's a show. Some of it's cocky, and I think when you have his resume, I think sometimes you can be cocky, but you can actually see in Notorious is like the guy is human. He's not a complete cock like he makes himself out to be sometimes when he's on the TV, but it's taste thing and it's not for everybody. It really isn't.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll give it an open mind. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the people he's been matched up against I like better. I always liked Nate Diaz. I thought he was a pretty cool guy. So
I see Nate had fired back about somebody ranking or some list had ranked Gregor higher than Nate, and Nate was all pissed off about it. Did you see Nate coming back with
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Nate's all pissed off because some stupid list that somebody created and put Nate below Conor, and it's just some stupid list, but Nate took offense to it.
So the first time that they met, Nate beat him, right? That was like when it was last second, somebody couldn't fight, so Nate's like, I'll take the fight, and then he beat him, right? Then the second one came down to decision, I believe. Yep. And I was on my honeymoon. We were in Chicago, and it was just a really rainy day. We were supposed to go to a baseball game, but it was raining so bad. We're like, nah, let's just go get on Yelp, find a bar to go to, and we'll go watch that game and have dinner, or watch the fights and have dinner. Went to this place, hopped in the Uber, and we're like, is this an okay area? Because you got to be wary where you're going in Chicago, you know? You don't want to end up on like the South Side, Chirac as they call it. But this guy's like, oh yeah, it's great. You'll love it here. Jimmy G's, it's the best. Jimmy Green's or something. He's like, it's good food, good people. You'll love it. We're like, okay, great. Get there. Place is packed. It was really cool watching the fight there because it was like 50-50 who was rooting for who. It was like, it was all
that makes it fun.
It was all seriously, I feel like, by race. Because there's a lot of Irish people in Chicago, you know? So it's like everybody that's like a white dude with red hair are like, let's go McGregor! Like, and then all the Latinos, and there was a bunch of Latinos in there, and they were all going for Diaz. And I'm Team Latino here. I'm with Diaz, so I didn't really fit the stereotype there. But
You
so all this is
confuse so
going,
many Irish people. You confuse so many. Oi, mate.
I'm like, "Olale, Diaz, let's do this." Viva la raza. That's all I know. So anyways, we get there and like the fight's over, which it went down to decision. I thought Diaz put up a pretty good fight. I would have been okay if they would have gave it to him, but you just hear a bunch of sirens and stuff right outside of the bar. And so we order our Uber, we walk out, and this is like 15 minutes later after all the sirens were going. They had the whole block taped off, dude, like caution tape, 10 cop cars, all types of stuff. And this old lady like picks us up in Uber, and first thing she says is, "I've got a camera, so don't you mess with me." And we're like, okay, like, and we're like, "Oh, we're just here for our honeymoon, like we're just going back to our hotel." And she's like, "What the hell are you doing here? This is the South Side. You don't want to be down here. It's dangerous." And we found out what happened. I Googled it right away because like the story came up, and what happened was a 16-year-old kid stole a car. And the cops were like there right when it happened, and they tried to stop him. And the 16-year-old kid ran over a cop, kept driving. But I think he got shot and got clipped in the neck. And he drove about 2 more blocks and ran his car into the building right across the street from us. So that I saw the car. I just thought there was a wreck or something, but yeah. And then he tried to run away, and they found him passed out like a block over, bleeding out. Crazy, right?
Did he die?
I have no idea. I didn't know a way to like follow up on this on the story, but I feel like if he did, like you would have heard about it, you know.
For our viewers, for anybody watching this, stay tuned for the next episode. Stabler, he's gonna look in to see if that kid is actually okay.
Yeah, I'll do a little digging. I'll do a little digging. Well, Google Jimmy Green's whenever my anniversary is. So like, I don't know, August.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Edit this part out.
No. Like I do know my anniversary. It's the 13th. But I was saying like it was our honeymoon, so it was like 4 or 5 days after that we were there. So I'll have to look up the exact date. But
Haley, he was concerned about the date of when this event happened, not the anniversary date, the event of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Haley. I'm sorry. Now I gotta get her something really nice this anniversary. Put me on blast here.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
I gotta get rolling, but this has just been a real treat for me, man. It's great to get together with you as usual.
Absolutely. Yeah. If we ever can get back to a normal and a worst case scenario, we continue to do these things and talk about the whole spectrum of everything that's going on, not just sports, but everything.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about right now. So cool, man.
Always.
Well, thanks for everybody for listening to the new Talk Tirade episode, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, Justin.
See you, buddy.
Bye. Cool. Oh, wait.